Last video for the week, wrapping up our conversation on marketing. The thing that's incredible about marketing efforts, if they're done right, is that they have ripple effects. I remember when I was invited to become a radio show host on Voice America. I do a weekly show every Friday at 9 a.m. called Finding Certainty. If you'd like to check it out, go to certaintylive.com. I didn't really have any comprehension as I look back on it at the ripple effects, the far-reaching effects that would come from putting myself out there in such a way. I was a guest on a show originally. The host asked me afterwards if I had ever considered being on radio. He thought thought I had a good voice for it. He said I was quick off the cuff. He felt like my messaging would resonate with the Voice America listeners. He asked me if he could get me an audience with the general manager, would I be interested? And I said I was. Took a few weeks. We finally got together. We hit it off. And I put together a proposal for them on the kind of show I would want to do. It's funny. The first question I asked is, do I have to be Frank? Because my friend Frank Hellring, he's also a host. We've since become great friends and partners, but he's very different from me. He says, no. He says, the most important thing that you can be as a radio show host here or anywhere, or in any kind of marketing, he said, the most important thing you can be is authentic. I said, well, that's no problem. I can be authentic. I can be genuine in spades. But what I didn't realize is the ripple effects that would come from it. Being a radio show host gives me a press pass. It gives me access to events, to people, to celebrities that I probably never would have met before. I have a good friend who runs a company by the name of VIP Ignite here in he lives in Pennsylvania, but they do a lot of their work in Hollywood. And literally, he was just asked to be on the president's council representing the entertainment industry because he was introduced to one person who introduced him to another person who invited him to a meeting. And now he's literally going to be serving on a council with the president giving the industry a voice, getting access to some of the most powerful people in the country. I mean, talk about ripple effects, right? Talked earlier about networking. We've talked about text message automation. We've talked about building relationships, building referrals, et cetera, et cetera. Really, it comes down to the fact that if you just start, these ripple effects start to compound and expand. And pretty soon you're gaining access and meeting people and making connections you didn't even imagine. You couldn't have imagined. It's certainly been the case for me. I've been very blessed, and we're very excited about what's happening. Or it's been very even surprising, to be honest. It's been quite the experience. So that is my advice to you. Get out there, network, create your ripple effects, continue to add to them. Look for services like HARO, which stands for Help a Reporter Out, or Quoted. They are looking for experts. They're looking for people to write an article about, to have on their news channel, their news broadcast. These are free services that you can use to get your message out there. Don't sit and wait for business. Although I say most of our business comes from referrals, it's not because we're sitting and waiting for it. It's because we're generating relationships and creating these ripple effects that continue to go and go and go. If you do that in your own business, it will make an enormous difference for you. I encourage you to do so. And I wish you best of success in your journey, the very best new year, because it's almost here. I wish you the very best. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.